What if you took a dungeon RPG and mixed it with a RimWorld-esque colony builder? Well, you'd end up with something kind of like Dungeon Settlers. I've had my eye on this game for a few months, and I think it looks really promising, so we're going to jump into it today. Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome to Dungeon Settlers. Let me show you how this works. Now, we only have one scenario in the demo. It's called Crawling Doom. As the leader of the expedition dispatched by the guild, your objective is to stop the slowly awakening dungeon core. For the sake of the video, I will turn on the introductory tutorial. It's also a bit of a primer for the story. The gist of it is we were leading an expedition to hunt down the infamous red monster rat. But that expedition has ended in disaster. Now it is me and one other person, Lowell, whatever you say, and that's it. We gotta find a way to get out of here. But first, couple of quick announcements. First off, at the time this video is going live, I will just now be touching down in Cologne, Germany for Gamescom. I'm excited, I've never been before, should be a great time. If you happen to be watching this video and you are also going to Gamescom, and you happen to see someone walking around with this hat on, you are welcome to come on up and introduce yourself. I literally would love to meet you. And oh, by the way, this hat is not for sale, at least not yet. You know what is for sale though? The Pravus desk mat. That's my second announcement. A reminder, this is still running live, available at epicdesk.shop/collections/Pravus until September 20th, and then it is gone forever. You've heard it before, but I'm gonna keep on harping on it because these desk mats are worth it. All right, that's it. Back to the video. All right, from here we can move our characters around and give them various different commands. One very small nitpick that I'm going to go ahead and address right off the bat. I understand that your characters need to have some sort of idle animation, but right now, this guy looks like he's freaking floating. All the characters in this game look like they're levitating, and it bothers me. Maybe unreasonably so. It's not like it actually matters. Hello, we found a resource over here. There's a forest bush. We can go ahead and right-click on it, and we can gather up some long grass for later use. Not really supposed to have to do that right now, but I don't mind. If we come up this direction, we find a rat. I'll right-click on it, and you can see we are currently charging up a basic auto attack. The rat is doing the same. We will engage in mortal combat and try to slay each other, and whoever wins gets to move on to the next room. There, it is dead. Nothing to loot right now, but against different types of enemies later on, that will be a thing. Speaking of loot, up over here, we can interact with objects. I will retrieve from this chest, and this is going to introduce us to the inventory of the game. So if I click on the character down over here, we can see we have picked up a aid kit, some ointment, which is basically just passive, healing regen for a little while. It's a bit of a heal over time. And then also a wooden club, which does the same amount of physical attack damage as my wooden sword, but you may notice they have different skills. So the wooden sword has a sweeping cleave, whereas the wooden club has a stun charge. So depending on how you want to build up your character, different types of weapon loadouts are important. I'm going to go ahead and make use of this ointment right now because I'm only at half health, and once he's in good shape, we can advance. Thank you. It is also worth noting that as you complete various different actions and slay monsters, down over here you can upgrade your skills. So with skills, you have a couple of main types. You've got main skills and sub-skills. Your main skills usually have to do with just the weapons you have equipped. So you can have either sword, shield, or a blunt weapon. I'm going to stick with the sword, so we can go for some different upgrades here with the vertical slash, a charge attack, sword counter, gain fortification, deal damage equal to 100% of the physical attack power blocked. Could be useful, pommel strike, blah, blah, blah. Have to start here at the top, though, because it is like an actual talent tree. I'm going to go for the sword counter. I can see that being good for some early game defense. And then as far as sub-skill, we have Guardian and Fortress. Now, I don't know exactly what judges the sub-skills, because I definitely have seen a third sub-skill for some characters, the Warrior, but this time I only get two. Not sure why, seems to be seed-derived. Sub-skills are a way of specializing your character with different passive skills. So we could have shield handling and make that better, or increase guard chance for every adjacent enemy. Fortress would give us some sort of a barrier, right? Like, there's just different ways of playing this. Taunt could be useful, maybe. I don't have a shield, but I'm kind of inclined to go ahead and grab Bastion just for a bit of guard chance whenever we're adjacent to an enemy. Hello, Liana! No! She got knocked down by a rat! You hear a scream nearby and instantly recognize the voice as Liana's one of your companions. She's surrounded by a swarm of rats and soon collapses under the attack. We need to help her near. So we're going to get up over here and attack these things. Now, I can make use of my special abilities, which you'll see down here. So I'll go ahead and use the sword counter, which means now we have a good chance of blocking some damage, and then we'll inflict it upon enemies. I could also reposition and then try to use my sweeping attack like so, but since one of these enemies is already down, doesn't do me a whole lot of good right now. Still, positioning is important for some of these different kind of cone attacks. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, Liana is currently near death. So what I gotta do is use myself a little aid kit over here, which will bring her back to her feet before she effectively bleeds out and dies. Because I kind of need more characters right now. With help, she barely manages to lift herself up and catches her breath with difficulty. What about Jack and Ivan, who are with you? Nope, they're dead. Okay, moment of silence. We won't hesitate. We should get out of here quickly. We have to find the portal somewhere on this floor. I know where it is, but even if we leave the dungeon, the abandoned land has nothing but useless thorny vines and dried up trees. We should gather up resources before we go back. We agree. So this is another really important aspect of the game. I did say that there's going to be a RimWorld-esque style colony builder. In order to do that, you are going to have to dive into the dungeon and harvest and bring back resources because they're really hard to find in the overworld. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Z key and just mark a whole bunch of things. My characters will automatically run around over here and start gathering up some resources. We can then also set it up for gathering. I also want to make sure that I give some stuff over to Liana. Actually, she has plenty of inventory in her own inventory. Perfect. We'll just go ahead and use that to heal herself up. Notice, by the way, that she is a range character and uses arrows, so she has ammunition with her auto attack. This looks a little confusing because it looks like she's double wielding 2 bows, but it's just taking up 2 inventory slots. Anyway, with all this stuff chopped down, let's hit the C key and now mark everything for gathering like so. Put it into everyone's respective inventories. Otherwise, we leave it on the ground and that would be sad. Then I'm just going to grab all the characters and we can start moving them. Hit tab if you want to grab your entire party all at once, which is obviously helpful. Lowell, you should probably be closer to the front. I'm going to call you Lowell from now on. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say it. Maybe it's Lowell, but I'm going with it. Pause in combat. Okay, now this is an important part of the game as well. You should feel free to readily pause all the time because actions will automatically be happening in real time, and you need to give some different orders. Different types of enemies absolutely can use some special abilities, like this acid insect over here. So you go ahead and get right up in its face and attack it. We're going to shoot it from a distance, but in a moment, we're going to have to run for it. Let's just go ahead and burn this sucker down for a second. Liana's doing some pretty solid damage. One more good attack will probably do it. All right, now it's about to explode. So in these moments, grab your character, give them some special orders, get the heck out of dodge. Boom. And then just like before, I'm going to go ahead and explore this room, make sure I can see everything, and then we're going to go ahead and mark everything for gathering because I need all the stuff. If you want to, you could speed up the game, by the way, which is nice when you're in a boring kind of gathering stage. Otherwise, I don't really recommend it. Just go ahead and play at normal speed so you can process what the heck you are doing. Let's get up in this direction, see what else we're about to face off against. I'll bet you it's some more enemies or something. No, it's the portal. Oh, well, we can leave now if I so desire. Cool, tutorial complete. Let's go ahead and right-click on this sucker. We have both of our party members. We will return to our settlement. Welcome to the overworld. A plan gone awry. As you whistle offbeat, a crow slips off the thorn vines and perches on your arm. Its eyes glow blue, a gravelly voice breaking forth. Report, Expedition Commander. The crow tilts its head, unblinking. You claimed the lower levels were safe. Clearly, they are not. You explain the situation, then scouting is meaningless. I'll send you a new recruit. Establish an outpost according to guild protocol. We have a new party member, Kragus, a lizardman with a big bad club. And this is where we're going to be setting up our camp. Every seed is going to be a little bit different as far as what is around. I'm going to go ahead and just gather up some of the nearby stuff because we can. And from here, I don't know if there's any real meaning to time. I mean, day continues, but like maybe it matters in terms of getting people fed or something. I haven't really explored that far into the game, to be honest. I'd like to think that we have plenty of time to plan and think and stuff, but I'm going to be pausing nonetheless just to be safe. We really do not have a lot of room to build around here. We're really enclosed around this portal. Well, let's go ahead and retrieve everything we can from that little wagon right over here. That gets me a lot of other good stuff, which I will again again, pick up because I want it in my base inventory. And now we have to start constructing things. In the bottom left, you will see we have a number of different tabs to work with. We've got workstations, housing, furniture, storage, special things, defense, farming, and decoration. I'm a little concerned about the defense aspect. I guess we could theoretically be attacked in our base. Maybe. That's a thought. But anyway, for now, let's just go ahead and place down a basic workstation, which is really no different than a crafting bench in, like, Minecraft or something. It's one big log. We can see where we could rotate this around so people can work in it, that kind of thing. For now, I'll just place it right here because we don't really care. It's just a stupid log. Can I dig any of this stuff away, by the way? Sure looks like maybe I can while we're waiting. Let's see if we can't clear out a little bit of space. Now, with this crafting bench, if I were to click on this, we could do some, crafting and stuff. For example, we could use some of this wild long grass and start making some textiles. Or we could get some straw, various different weapons, some ammunition, a coif, armor, torches, necklace. I'll be happy to just go ahead and craft up 6 textiles real quick. Now, we can do this so many times, or we can say do until you have such and such, or you do forever. By the way, misspelling until, really? I mean, I don't think we're untilling the ground after a farming operation, okay? Just get rid of an extra L. Sorry, again, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter, but like, come on. Now, apparently Pravus can't do any crafting, so I'm gonna swap positions over here. There we go. Build all this up. And we should also craft up a little bit of armor for Pravus, because he doesn't have anything. And then it would be nice to have a couple of coifs or so. And I also need to queue up some arrows, which are just made out of simple logs. Through the mist-shrouded vines, a crow flies low before settling on your forearm. Damn, the bastard already wiped out 2 more expeditions. We must hasten its destruction. Worth noting, I don't currently have enough team members to actually kill it. The inspector says, well, frick it, I'll just give you some money, recruit somebody. And this is going to bring us to another important aspect of the game, actually recruiting new guild members, and there are plenty to pick from. They actually seem to have improved this since the first time I picked the demo up, which is pretty cool, but every different character is going to have a different race and a background trait which can affect them in some way. Not to mention some other individual traits which can be helpful, and of course they're going to have different skills depending on whatever their particular class is going to be. I'm kind of inclined to pick up Tiana over here. She currently has a sword and some armor. She's optimistic, which is probably not great to be honest. No, that doesn't work for me. Gosh dang it, there's got to be somebody good here. Maybe Josephine. She's pessimistic, which is bad for her mood. She's also a bit of a gambler, so her hit chance is reduced, but crit chance goes up. But her intelligence and perception is good, and if I could find a way to make her use her fire magic skill tree, I'd like to do that, in which case these skills end up being very useful. You can see we have 6 different skills to work with. We have strength, willpower, agility, constitution, intelligence, and perception, each of which not only can affect you to some degree in combat or your carrying stats or whatever, but also different abilities in base itself to make you a better crafter or miner or whatever it's going to be. I'm going to recruit this character. It would be nice to make myself an extra bow because Josephine is probably okay-ish as a ranged character, at least for now. So I'll do that just so we don't have to worry about her wielding a sword. Well, we'll come back to some more workstations and stuff in a bit. For now, I think we're supposed to just go straight into the dungeon, so let's go ahead and plan that out. The Veil of Silence is my current zone I can go to. There will also be a couple of other zones that are currently locked to me. I can choose which expedition members to bring along, and we can see we have some different effects. The Jewel Beetle, whenever gathering long grass, there's a chance of getting a jewel-encrusted beetle. And also, it's night, so all of our visibility is reduced. Notice there's also multiple floors to this dungeon, so we can go in here, and then we can start depleting individual floors, eventually working toward a boss. One last chance to change up our inventory. I'm happy with what we've got, so let's enter the dungeon. Okay, now with these characters, we've entered into a randomized dungeon. I don't know where anything is or what to expect. I will gather up whatever resources I can find, but we have to be scared because there are a lot of enemies to go around and they can become a fair bit of a problem. Again, always plan on moving your characters around. Try to be as efficient with your placement as you realistically can. Hello, we got enemies coming down this way. All right, fine. I'm going to let my ranged characters do a lot of the work. We could do a sweeping cleave attack right over here to hit both of them. We will. Now, notice that you do have an energy cost for each of your different types of abilities. It does regenerate over time. Some characters have skills that let them regenerate a bit faster than others. There's also 2 different kinds of health in this game. You have head health, which is the blue health bar up top, and then there's torso health. different types of enemies might try to headshot you. And if they do, you're fricked. So don't get whacked in the head, dum-dum. What do we have here, by the way? Some sort of a big tree thing. Nature essence? I don't know what that does. Feels like we might have gotten lucky with a rare room. I'll take it. Oh, more enemies up ahead. Plan out a quick cleave like so. Kragus, you have a club, so you get to do the whole stun charge thing, which is pretty cool. There we go. Couple more XP for me. Gather everything up. There is a carrying capacity for each of your characters, so it's entirely possible you're gonna have to pick and choose what you bring back with you, but for now, I'll take literally anything I can get my hands on. Also, the longer we are staying in any of these dungeons, the more we have to worry about our energy over here, so we could become completely exhausted at some point and fall asleep if we're not careful. We also have our hunger to worry about, and stress if our mood is in terrible condition. Ooh, we got something scary over here. A red stone golem. Probably should kill that. I don't know if it actually does a lot more damage. It just looks scary, you know? And you absolutely can die very early on in this game. In fact, Lowell, you are in freaking trouble, and you need to plan on retreating and using some ointment on your torso, oh god, before it is too late. Because I don't exactly have other aid kits. I'd really rather you didn't get destroyed. And he passed out. Okay, we got fire essence. Cool. While we're resting, let me go ahead and take a look at some different skills, see what we can work with. So, Liana, I'm going to go ahead and have you probably stick with the bow. Sniping shot, an arrow rain for AoE, ankle break, knock the target back and slow them. Useful. I think I'd rather go ahead and get the sniping shot for now. She's got warrior and blitz, and I will boost up her critical hit chance with that. Kragus, you got blunt shield and great sword. I'm going to let you be kind of more of a frontline tank. Give you a battle stomp so you can make enemies dizzy, and then probably want to make you a fortress with lots of barrier. And whenever we inflict negative effects, we get some barrier. Yeah, that works with the stomp that I just got. Josephine, I'm going to hold off on you because I really, well, maybe I can't. I really want to give you the fire skills. I'm hoping we can unlock your magic potential. There's a lot of skills here that combo. We can go for things that apply burning and then consume that burning for a lot of extra damage. Let's get Blazing Echo. And then probably a burst skill when dealing damage to an enemy target with burning. Increase that attack, yeah. Or apply extra stacks. Let's just do stacks. We'll just set up combos with you. Not useful yet. But it's good to know that that sub-skill exists, because obviously if you didn't have that in conjunction with the fire main skill, she probably wouldn't be that useful. Gotta keep exploring here. There's the portal. Okay, so we know how to get out if I need to, if my characters are getting too exhausted. But I'm not done yet. I'm a little greedy. I want to keep looking. There's got to be more stuff. Hello, we found some enemies. Another redstone golem. That's scary. Gonna have you charge out there first, Mr. Kragus. Oh gosh, there's a bunch of enemies. Okay. I'm going to have you guys prioritize killing the acid insect for now. I don't know if they automatically will use their abilities. I hope that they will, but if not, we'll just be safe here. Bugs down, gonna explode, move out of the way. Battle stomp, there we go. That applies a nice little extra barrier around, and these characters are dizzy, so they're a little bit weaker. Something is shooting me up over here. Don't think I didn't notice that. Should try to reveal that. What is it over here? What do we got? Oh, it's another bug. Just kill this thing real quick, then get the heck out of the way, and we're good. Okay, good. Oh, we found a chest. That's got to be good. Magic attack potion, bloodwood arrows. I don't know what those do, but it sounds great. We've got very low energy remaining for my characters. I probably want to get out of here, go home, and rest safely, but I'm gonna keep pushing just a little bit, see what we can find. There's a little food over here, some berries and stuff. Okay, see that? Yeah, it was worth coming over here. There's a lot more stuff. Good. Oh, we found our way back to the entrance. Okay, so that'll be the entire dungeon. Since everyone's passing out, let's get out of here. Cool, return to settlement, or we could go further down. Well, I'm not going to do that until the rest of my party gets here, first off, for one thing. But yeah, we're not going down another level. We're just going to return to settlement with what I've got. Now, what the game is telling me here is that we should be prepared to build some structures, which no need to tell me twice. I'm excited about that. Beds and research stations have to be in a proper room. Also, there are, I guess, quality requirements, but I don't think I can afford a lot about that right now, so we're just going to pretend that doesn't exist. Let's go to housing, and we can plan on building some stuff out. We could do some stuff with straw, but I've got lots of logs, so I don't mind creating some log walls. And as far as beds, okay, so those take up 2 spots. I will temporarily create a dormitory for everybody. And then let's go ahead and place these bedrolls in like so. Good enough for the moment. We're going to have to queue up some additional textiles. A lot of textiles, actually, but that's fine. And we'll just go ahead and increase time while everybody gets a little bit of rest, though I would really prefer you guys got up and did some work instead. Because I can make you guys some proper beds. I just need you to, like, you know, focus on that. Now, if we don't want people working on specific types of tasks, I believe we could go to the task priority screen and say, hey, certain types of tasks are allowed. So, for example, Kragus is a terrible cook and researcher. Don't even let him do it. Josephine, however, is a phenomenal cook. There we go. Now everyone is passed out again. Of course they are. I get it. It's like really early morning. You guys worked through all the night. I understand, but for real, get up and do stuff. I'd much rather power through it for a couple more hours and get a dang bed ready, you know? There we go. Much better. Okay, now can I find like flooring and stuff? Is that under decoration? No. Don't have any options for that yet. That's fine, I guess. I do need to get some additional things, like some workstations, and it would be wise to get myself some storage as well. I'm thinking we definitely want to have plenty of resource storage over here, maybe some consumable storage. That way we just have things not left around on the ground, because that just feels bad. Carpenter workstation right along here, researcher workstation right along here. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now, we gotta have a few other things we need to find here. The game is telling me my next goal is to have a unit of level 2 or higher, but it doesn't really tell you how you're supposed to get there. What we need to do is go over to our research station. We can queue up some research. There's things like wood processing, which would allow us to get a goddess statue, which is where I can offer prayers, and I'm pretty sure is also where I'm able to level up, weirdly enough. There we go, we now have wood processing. Okay, so if I go to special now, we can place down a wooden goddess statue if I first go over here to my wooden workshop and get myself a few planks. Got it, let's go ahead and place this down somewhere. How about up over here in this corner? Seems fine with me. And with this, we now can do some level ups. So, Lowell, over me all. Let's go ahead and move you in position to get to level 2. So here, we can spend some of our mana stones that we've occasionally picked up from killing things in order to offer some prayers to the goddess. You need some items no matter what in order to properly level up. The more you offer, though, the greater your stat increase is going to be. Since Lola was my first character, I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 in order to do a normal prayer here. We will do our prayer like this, and we can see we have a few different level up results. We can now get to choose one of these special randomized little talents to go with our character. Do we want to go for a protective shell? Do we want to have max weight? Every time we crit, we can inflict burning, movement speed, or max energy. I guess I'm inclined to go for the shell just for a bit of defense, though the max weight, movement speed, energy, I mean, it's gonna be good. I don't think he has a very high crit chance, so burning doesn't excite me as much as maybe it would for the rarity. Anyway, let's just go ahead and accept this. There we go. So he is now level 2. But to level up the rest of our guys, we need to go back into the dungeon. Is there any other research I would like to do right now? Well, we'd have to find some tech books to do that. Could learn a bit more about some basic storage for cloth bags so people can carry things around, more carrying capacity, not bad. Also equipment storage for extra weapons and stuff, not that I have a lot. And at this point, everyone's fairly well rested, so I think we just go ahead and go back into the dungeon. This time around, abundant wood, so log drop rate goes up, and once again, it is still nighttime. I guess we could probably wait until day, but I'd rather just get in there. Notice we have depleted, though, 1 level of the first floor. Okay. It does recover over time, so that's not a disqualifier. I also don't know how you, like, split stacks in this game. I feel like there should be a way, but I don't know how to do it. We should see that level ups are going to make a really big difference for some of these characters, though. They're going to do a lot more damage. Lowell, in particular, has significantly higher attributes than he did before. And let's keep moving while we can before energy gets too low. Keeping an eye out for some enemies like this over here. A bunch of bugs and also a forest tadpole? Weird. Well, let's keep some distance because these bugs are about to do some splody-splodes. Oh, the tadpole's trying to eat the bug. Hey, that's probably not good. Got a lot of health on this sucker, too. This tadpole's pretty big. All right, well, it's dead. What is this? So we found some wild herbs. I bet you there's medicine and stuff. I know farming is going to be in the game as well, so that's probably important. Definitely want to pick up these mana crystals wherever I find them. I've got characters who are definitely waiting for an opportunity to level up. And I think we already found the exit portal. Well, that's convenient for me. A beehive. Okay, this takes a gathering level. Does anyone have any gathering skills? Something special? No? I'm a little scared of bees. Yep, knew it. Kill the bees. Oh gosh, more are spawning. Wait, do I just need to keep, hang on, do I need to keep chopping down the tree before they go away? How many bees are there, actually? Wait, do I need to be afraid? Okay, I'm actually afraid I might have screwed myself here. Kragus, I might need you to use your self-anointment. Oh my god, they keep coming. They seriously keep coming. I don't know what to do about this. I regret it. Run. Holy crap, run. On the plus side, if a bunch of these are spawning, maybe we're gonna get a bunch of mana stones. Hopefully. I'm gonna try to leave the bees alone for a minute. Let's not keep antagonizing them. Maybe if I stop trying to chop it, it won't be an issue. Or maybe that was all of them. Oh, it was all of them. We actually just had to fight like 12 bees. Okay. Look, we're alive, and that's all that matters, okay? Plus, we got some sort of big honeycomb thing. I don't know what that's good for, but we fought hard for it, so it must be good for something. We'll find out. Lots of enemies. A whole bunch of rats and stuff. Yay. Rats, however, I can handle. Same with bugs. They don't bother me too much. I kind of wish there was an auto-gather mode in the game. Like, when you chop something down, you just automatically pick it up. That'd be nice. This battle stomp has been working beautifully, by the way. It keeps these enemies down for sure. Love it. And it was worth exploring this last room because even though we are really tired, we found more mana crystals. That means more level ups. And I think that's all we can get. So let's get back up to that portal. I take it back. There's one more set of enemies over here. Uh-oh. Oh, Kragus passed out while fighting the spider things. Oh, wake up. There's still more over here. Good God. Just when I think we're finally done, I'm wrong. Oh my God, there's a lot. Pull back. Kragus, I really need you to wake up, buddy. I really need you to wake up now, buddy. Oh, now you're awake. Oh, thank you. Impeccable timing as always is all I can say, Mr. Lizard Man. Okay, we found a chest. I'm praying there's nothing else in here. Skill reset elixir and a silver ring. All right, let's get out of here. We are exhausted and I need Wow, where'd this extra rat come from? Oh gosh, there's a bunch of enemies all of a sudden. How'd this happen? Liana, why are you so slow? What is going on with you? Why can't you move? Because you have no energy to speak of? Literally none? Can you just get to the exit? Oh God. Well, she's technically close enough. Good, return to settlement. Now, if you all would just go to bed, I think you'll be fine. Is there a way to change, like, the actual schedule of a day? Because that's kind of another thing I need to do is I want to have some way of saying, hey, during these hours, go to sleep. That way, before I go down to the next dungeon, I know that everyone is as rested as they're going to get. Apparently not. All right, who should we level up? I think it's going to have to be Kragus, because just straight up having the really strong melee characters has been awesome. Could go for a plentiful stat bonus here, 50% more. I'm going to do it, even though that may be risky. What do we get? Inflict bleeding for 6 seconds every 3 basic attacks. Add lifesteal. Okay. Increase physical attack power by 20%. That feels pretty solid, too. 10% crit chance. Oof. Lifesteal, good. But mid-grade, I mean, 20% attack is so good, right? Yeah, I'm going to accept it. I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong call, but I feel pretty okay about it. Liana, you're next. I'm going to give you just a normal prayer here so we can afford to get Josephine up as well if we want. Increase attack speed, a little bit more physical attack power, critical damage bonus, health regen, hit chance. Honestly, maybe the hit chance. Attack speed's pretty tempting. We'll just go through our ammunition a lot faster, though. It'd be better on a different character. I'd rather make better use of my abilities. Let's go for the extra hit chance. Josephine, your turn to pray to the goddess. Hit chance, health, weight, critical damage bonus, lifesteal. You would do crits, right? Maybe? I think I'm gonna do hit chance on you as well, actually. Is there anything else I'd like to do right now? Yeah, maybe one thing. Also some research. I do want to do that. There's a lot of interesting stuff I could do here. We could get some better wooden housing, some floors and stuff like that. Bigger swords, great swords, a shield. I do want that too. Card play table, campsite setup, bone processing would get me my fire stuff. I do want that, but I don't think I have any bone. There's also basic alchemy, staff crafting. Hello. But let's get a few things online. We've got some time to do some proper, like, research, and we should. While we do some research, let's start getting myself some improved armaments, specifically some wooden armor and helmets. Wish I had some bloodwood. Do not. Is there a way of seeing, like, my overall base inventory? Because sorting through all of this would get very tedious. Doesn't look like it. That's unfortunate. Can I get any new skills? Sure looks like I have a bunch of points to work with here, but every one of these skills does take a handful of points, so don't get too excited about that. I'm gonna get shield handling on Lowell, so he'll be able to do something with that. Plus ironclad for my lizard. Increase barrier gain on you. Liana, headshot. Good chance of doing head damage, could be nice. Alternatively, arrow rain for AoE. I think I'd rather do that. More attack speed, and Josephine. Oh boy, you're still just not getting a lot of use, are you? Let's go for incinerate and ignition. Kind of wish you guys could work together on some research. If we combined all of our power, we'd go through this a lot faster, right? Let's get wooden housing unlocked, hunting processing unlocked, and then basic cuisine and textiles, maybe? Thick cloth armor and stuff wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, let's get all these unlocked with my remaining books. Okay, so can we craft some good stuff? Probably. Let's get this. I just realized I didn't get wood processing 2, which means I don't get a shield. Oops. And where can I... Ooh, staff workstation. There it is. Has to be indoors as well. I'm not going into the dungeon until everyone's had a chance to rest up. That is for sure. Now we have a staff workshop. Okay, so this takes some elemental stones, which I think we have. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I have to get that at an alchemist workstation. Hang on. Ah, yes. Takes a couple of fire essence, and then I need powder. Oh gosh, dang it, I still don't have enough. I really need bones is what I freaking need, but how the heck am I supposed to get any bones? Nothing's dropped any. Unless I need to have hunting processing for that. Workstation for a bunch of different things, bone, blah, 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 repair stand, hide rug. No. I think one of the things I'm still frustrated with is I need to know how to force people to rest. There is a unit behavior option thing. Maybe that's what I need to do here. Auto skill, hold position, prioritize sleep. Sure. Everyone prioritize sleep for a moment. There we go. Okay, so that works. That forced everyone to do it. Perfect. Well, I'm rearranging the base just a little bit. Finish all the tech I can access. We now have a cooking station. Grill up some turnips, salads, grass porridge. What? I was kind of thinking we'd have more uses for things like blueberries and apples, but all right. Another round in the dungeon. And all I really care about is getting a bunch of these dang mana stones. I want fire magic, dang it. I want to know what it does. I got Josephine for this reason. Wooden armor is certainly doing its job. Everyone's feeling pretty sturdy right now. Bunch more enemies and stuff up over here. More of these golems. We'll deal with all that. See if we can't do a quick rain of arrows while everyone's stunned in one spot. Oh, that does some pretty good damage. Look at that. Yeah, Liana's great. Frankly, so is Kragus. This guy's like absolutely wrecking face. His debuffs and his damage is amazing. Now, exactly where the rest of the story is going to be going for this, I don't totally know. It does seem to be pulling from the whole idea of like a living mana dungeon kind of a thing, where literally it's like the dungeon is alive and it's waking up, and therefore a threat to the world. I've seen themes like that in anime and stuff. Can't say I know a ton about it beyond that, but it sounds interesting. Okay, found the exit already. That's pretty easy. Oh, hello, new enemies. Slimes. Ah, yes. It wouldn't be a dungeon crawler without some slimes. Good lord, they're tanky, though. They're actually kind of wrecking me a little bit. Fortunately, Lowell now does a lot of single target damage thanks to this vertical slash, so it's not so bad. Well, I say that, and then look what happens. A bunch of little guys just popped up. Yeah, these little slimes actually did a number on me, but we got through it. They dropped some stuff. Slime jelly. Found another chest. We get, ooh, bloodwood. Nice. I think that's going to be a pretty good weapon upgrade for somebody, somewhere. More rats just spawned over here for some reason. Oh boy. So did some more bugs and a tadpole. Now, if you want to, you can set your characters to use their skills automatically when they have enough energy. Don't necessarily need to do that, but it can be useful. And I think that's everything in this dungeon, unless there's something I'm missing right over here. There is. Hold on. Oh, it's another one of these trees. Happily take that nature essence. All right, let's get out of here. Ah, and here we go. The expedition's ultimate goal is to destroy the core of Arctean, the self-aware dungeon, and bring an end to the terrible apocalypse that has come upon this world. Well, what do you know? It turns out they're going to explain the story for me. Now, let's go ahead and craft up that lesser fire elemental stone that I've been coveting, and we'll toss it onto a fire bloodwood staff, which means Josephine finally gets her opportunity to shine. Now, out of curiosity, could I level up one more time? It would take a lot of stones for that. Right, 24, huh? That's not happening anytime soon. All right, let's get back into one last dungeon. I just want to see how the fire works, okay? I want to see if magic is good. Silent Serenity, Quiet Place restores body and mind. Okay. Do wish I knew how to get more tech books. I feel like that would be helpful right about now, but all right. Let's keep looking around. I want to get some fire. Hello, something to set on fire. Josephine, do your thing. Why does it look like she's doing nothing? There we go. Fire. Doesn't seem like it did a lot. I think she'll be really good for single target damage to start off and not much else. Like, we need to find a big scary target, because once I get the combos rolling, then she'll be good, right? Case in point. Okay, we found a tadpole. So Josephine, I want you to apply some burning stacks onto this thing, like that. Oh, it hits multiple targets. Well, wait, that's incredibly good. Okay, then also use Incinerate, which does damage for every burning stack, plus resets the burning stack. Oh my god! It worked! You know, I was hoping she was going to become an insta-kill girl boss. Looks like we get that. I need to find a big, scary boss monster. That's what I need. I need to put her to the real test. Oh, hello. Who the heck is this? Eric. Let's talk to this person. An elf of some sort. A man carrying a large pack rests near a relaxed expression of someone familiar with this place. Hey, I got fine goods. Care to take a look? Where did you get all this? Who knows? I just pick it all up. Okay. So you have stuff, huh? Like what? You have lots of building materials that I don't need. Ash of Solace? As if I have a clue what that does. Torches, swords, bows. A shield? I could use a shield. Sure. I'll sell you a bunch of logs or something. You give me a shield, right? Sounds good. I'll also sell you my disgusting monster meat because I have no intention of eating that. There we go. Pleasure doing business with you. Shield! Go ahead and do an ignite. That almost instantly explodes the redstone golem. Oh my god. And we found our chests, which has more arrows. Good. And I think that's the whole dungeon. Well, that one felt kind of short. But I think for the moment, that's at least good enough to give you a pretty good idea how this game is supposed to work. It would be nice to go ahead and build out some larger structures and stuff like that, get some furniture, blah, blah, blah. Only problem I have with that, honestly, is that I feel like I'm so cramped thanks to all the mining you have to do. That is somewhat seed dependent, but I have found every time I've loaded up a game that I'm pretty much surrounded by stone walls. And it makes me feel like I'm really cramped for what I can build. Nonetheless, though, really cool idea for a game. I think my only real remaining question is how the heck do I get more tech books so I can get more stuff and actually really progress in the game? And maybe there's something to be said about like going down the last floor, beating some bosses, who knows? Either way, it's pretty cool. I like this game. I like it a lot, actually. I feel like the different ways you can customize your characters is pretty well thought through. I feel like the abilities and skills are really fun to make use of. And I'm quite confident that the enemies are going to get increasingly scary and complex as the game goes on, for sure. Plus the base building mechanic, it doesn't feel like too stressed out, but like it's familiar and it's fun. And it's nice to build out something just around this portal and get yourself a home base before you challenge the next dungeon. Now, the good news is this game is coming out very soon on September 4th. So I'll include a link in the description down below if you'd like to learn more about Dungeon Settlers for yourself. Maybe give it a shot for yourself. The game has like over 200,000 wish lists already, so it's got a pretty bright future ahead of it. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Hope you found this video informative and helpful in some way. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell. Don't forget about the desk mats or Gamescom, and I will see you guys next time.